Hmm. Hmm. Hello. Hmm. Let me see. Hello, 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 hello. Mic testing 1 2 3. There's a delay. Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Mic testing 1 2 3. There's a delay. Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Mic testing 1 2 3. Hmm. Hmm. There's a delay. Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Mic testing 1 2 3. Hmm. Hmm. There's a delay. Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Mic testing 1 2 3. Hmm. Hmm. There's a delay. Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Mic testing 1 2 3. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So tonight we are building the n8n workflow that turns a voice note into a structured PRD. We'll be building some nodes, and all of the nodes will be running on my personal rig. And by the end of the stream, we'll be able to drop an audio file into a webhook and get a market researched product or a PRD back. And Mostly in under 90 seconds or 2 minutes. And there would be no cloud APIs used except for the Exa AI API that is for the market research. It will be searching the entire web. And yeah, why am I building this? I'm building a studio, an agency for myself, and this would be a key part of that agency. So, quick context on the stack. We'll be building the automated workflow on n8n. The transcription from voice to or audio to text would be happening using Faster Whisper. If you haven't watched my previous video on how to run Faster Whisper on local, go check it out. Then the competitor analysis will be happening on Exa.ai API, the web search API, and it's pretty cheap. I have seen you actually get a lot of tokens when you initially use it, the free tokens. And the PRD will be built by our own local LLM, run by Ollama, and the model we'll be using would be GPT-oss 20p. Okay, I'll just show you all of it in a quick diagram, I guess. That would make more sense. Draw.io. Yeah, so this is the entire thing. What we would be doing is there would be a startup or product idea. Uh, let's say I already have a text file for that. I'll also run the audio, and it would be it would be triggered using the whole n8n workflow would be triggered using a webhook, and we'll be passing this audio file into that webhook. The webhook would then transfer that audio file into our Whisper faster Whisper model, where it would get transcribed, and we'll get transcription in the end. That transcription would then be passed on to the Exa API, which is there for our competitor analysis. It will, based on the keywords in the transcription, it will just run a whole web search and find the products or the startups that are actually building something similar to what I have said in the startup or product idea in the audio file. And this competitor analysis will then be passed on to our local LLM, Ollama, which is running on GPT-oss 20 billion tokens model. And yeah, I know 20 billion tokens isn't much, but my 4080 Super supports that. So, so what actually happens with local LLMs is local models is it has a memory run that it uses. It uses some memory of your device of your trick, and every model comes with a minimum criteria for that memory. And this particular thing costs me around 14 GB or 15 GB. Although I have a 16 GB VRAM 4080 Super plus 32 GB SSD, sorry, 32 GB RAM, but the time it takes to run those tokens, to run those coils on a 4080 Super versus my 6000 megahertz CL30 RAMs is almost 7 times. Like it will be running 7 times faster on my GPU than on my RAMs. So I tend to run only the models that are capable of running only on my GPU. Yeah. So yeah, after we run all this information through the local LM and we give it a system prompt, it will generate a PRD for us. Okay, let's deep dive into it. First step is faster whisper, of course. Let's see if we have faster whisper here with us. Obviously, we have the whisper server.python file already in place. This you can get from Google. You just have to do the setup. I have the setup in my previous video. You can look at it. And to run it, we'll be running this on port 8000. And on this, what else do we need? We have the Exa API token. What you have to do is you have to just go to Exa AI. You go to web search and you sign in, you go into pricing and stuff. It's costly, but for your first 1,000 requests, those are free, and these 1,000 requests are actually refreshed every month, so it's pretty good for you. It's pretty good for me and this whole workflow at this moment. And for local LLM, for Ollama, what we'll be doing is, let's open terminal. Let's see any models that we are running already. There isn't any. Just run. Uh, Wait, let me just do a quick check on my audio. Null. Yeah,
Let's
my
see
audio. Thanks. Yo. Hmm. So coming back to the terminal, wait, I do one thing is I'll just mute this and yeah, that's fine. Just go back to the terminal. Yeah, sorry for getting distracted. Let me open the terminal. Ollama run. Let me check the exact model name. Ollama list. This is the exact model name that I have to run. See, it actually the size is 13 GB. So this fits perfectly for us. It actually gives answers in the same amount of time that you get from ChatGPT, Claude, and stuff. So it's good. Let me run this. It will open a chat window here. How good are your PRD skills? My bad. So, yeah, ADHD. So yeah, GPT-oss is running and behind. We have our Whisper running. So let me also show you what the whole Whisper thing is. If I'll run this file.
I'm Siri, your virtual assistant. I'm Siri, your virtual
I'm
assistant.
not sure if you guys could hear it, but it says I'm Siri, your virtual assistant. And let me just transcribe this. So for this, we would be doing minus x host. The API was ASR, and the file is parameter cannot marks software.exe. It's a PowerShell, so that's why. 8080, not 88, it's 8000. So field required input null. Wait, let me actually see what it actually needs. Audio file that read. Let's do this. Why do we have cursor? Let it debug. Thanks. Give us the file. Right command. We run this. Yes, it says text. I am Siri, your virtual assistant, and the language is English. So we have this up and running. We have tested our LLM also. Now let's hop on to n8n, which we are here for. So the command for n8n. So for n8n, what you need to run it locally, you need Docker desktop for you. And to download it, you just have to go on to your any browser that you used. You say Docker desktop, you see install Docker desktop, better go to this get started Docker. You click on download the Docker desktop, and based on your OS, you can download it from here. Okay, I have it downloaded over here. I just run it on desktop. Go to dashboard. Yeah, that's here. What I'll do is I'll just enter the command to run it. Yeah, here it is. It will run our n8n on 5678. What we can do is we have it here. Let me just open it. Yeah. So this is the editor view where we can add all the nodes we want. So there are multiple nodes like webhooks and HTTP request, AI call, AI agent, and even Gmail, Slacks. You'll have Jira software, obviously. Yeah, things like that. So an interesting thing about n8n and automated workflows is I worked on something similar like an year ago, and I'll tell you a little background on how these automated workflows actually work. So every node has a type. Let's suppose we say HTTP request, and every particular node will also have a form. This is the form, and when we fill the form, it gets converted into a JSON, which is called DSL, that is domain specific language, or domain specific language, I guess. So these DSLs are then so when you form multiple nodes over here, what happens is it forms something like an array, and all these nodes are children of that array, and the whole workflow actually all these nodes actually have an initial inputs if anything is needed, an output what it could give output if it does, if the type of node is an output node, and also which node to run after that particular node. So we do just connect multiple nodes over here, but actually which node needs to be connected to which is run through that particular key, the next node key. Apart from that, so yeah, the whole behind the scenes is that it's actually just an array of those DSL or JSON blocks, and yes, too much information. So yeah, it's now that we have it here, let's just start building things. What we will be first doing is we'll be adding a webhook. Okay. Wait a second, let me check if anything is missing. We have a webhook, we have Master Whisper, we already went through Exa, and we also went through the OLM things. Yeah, so let's go to the webhook node. What we'll be doing is this is the ID of our webhook node. What it does is let's change the method to HTTP, and respond is when the last node finishes, then I want the response, not the finish. No, we don't need any response in the starting, right? We need the response when all the nodes are done. So yeah, we have our this thing waiting for you to test the call. Let me just test and run this. So what I'll do is yeah. So again, it's also a call. So what I'll do is X, we have the task post call and localhost. It was 5678. Just copy the workflow ID from the node. Let me just call it. So listen for this, and when I enter it, it will say, it will give us all this information that it actually exists. And if you'll see here, it also gives an output, although there is not much output here. We haven't set anything, but yeah, it does give it. So yeah, this is running. What do we have to do next is create the HTTP node for Whisper. Okay. So what we'll be doing is we'll be adding a HTTP request node here. And again, our if you remember, our our API to transcribe thing was a post API with a particular call. So we'll just change the post. URL is this. What do we need? Authentication, no, but yeah, we need a body. What was the body? It was the audio file, right? And what do we need to do? Using JSON. We need JSON. Yeah, let's say JSON and give it. Let's say using data and the value. The value, add body field, add option, add expression. The JSON, it's a form. Okay, so let's set it as form data. The name would be audio file, right? It's audio file. Yeah. And let's keep the value as data or data 0, because the first node is always the data 0. So yeah, let's go back here and execute our workflow. Now this time we also give this not this time, it will be minus f. We set data, right? Yeah. Data equals to this. Error in workflow, it gave us an error. Let's go and see what was the error. The service refused the connection, perhaps it's offline. Other info. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this and see. So we got the data, right? It says data. Let's not do data 0, my bad. Let's try it again. Execute workflow. It says error again, which is fine. Totally fine. The service refused the connection. Perhaps it is offline from. What I'll do is I'll just copy all of this. Let's ask also make sure the field name is audio file, not audio file. Yeah. Okay. Let's check. Yeah, it's audio file. What does it say? It says okay. Okay, my bad. It shouldn't be local 8080. It should be this. Oh, let's try with this. Execute workflow. It's a Docker internal thing. So when we are saying localhost 8080 here, it means this local environment, the n8n's local environment, or the right, and this actually points to our PC's environment. So let's try and hit again, error in workflow again. I bet it shouldn't be this. Yeah, it's different this time. Your request is invalid or could not be processed by the service. Why is it invalid? The data will have the data test ID.mp3 422 value error expected upload file. Oh, your request could not be processed. Okay, let's just copy this and give it to see what we are missing. Really. Oh my bad, it should be a binary file and not the form data. Yeah, it should work now. Yeah, it also says the same. Should be binary file and not that. Yeah, so we have received our output and our workflow actually ran successfully. This had the test ID.mp3 file as an output, and then the output was sent as an input to our HTTP node, our Whisper node, which ran this API, internal API, and gave us the output in the form of this. Great. So what we are done with, webhook, we are done with faster Whisper. Let's move on to Exa API. So for Exa API, what we'll be doing is, because it's also an API, we'll be setting the HTTP request again. But if you'll see Exa API search docs, my bad for this much brightness, but yeah, search API response. Yeah, this is the exact API. Yeah, this is so much better. Sorry, guys. So this is the exact API. Let's just copy this. Okay. Go back to n8n. That was a post API. What else it needed? It needed X API key, which is our API key, your API key, and this. Okay. Another header, because I saw there was another header. Yeah, content type application JSON. So let's just copy this too. And there was body, of course there's body. Why won't body be there? So yeah, here we would actually be needing that prompt saying, not really a prompt, but yeah, we'll be passing it as it is. Let's pick it up using JSON. So instead of query, later searches and LLMs, what we'll be doing is we'll be picking up the response from our input. You can see here the input. Yeah. So it would be JSON.text. Okay. That should be like this. Content should be highlights 2. Let's say highlights num sentences 3. Number of sentences for the highlight should be 3. And let's also put a limit on text. It's fine. Okay. Let's make it big. All of this. Max characters 800 or 1000 should be fine. LLM has to read all of that too. Okay. Yeah. What else? What else? How many number of results do we need? Let's say 5 should be fine, right? Now results. 5 is a good number. And Do we need streaming? No, we need automatic. What else is there? Security query. Listen, but a type of search should be auto. System prompt. We don't need the system prompt. Okay. Use auto prompt. Don't need a system prompt. Use broadly for the use auto prompt. True. Auto prompt. Okay. Yeah, this makes sense. Let's just yeah, I'll just quickly set the API key over here. Hide things. Yeah, we're back. We have our set. We have set our third node. Let's execute workflow again. We'll be pushing the same things, and let's see what the result. Yeah. So this is pretty messed up there. Let's JSON beautify it. But yeah, we got the results, and every workflow is running fine. So the input actually worked. Do JSON beautify. Hmm. If you would just copy it here. So what did we pass? We just passed hi Siri, how are things and stuff, correct? And based on that, it gave us random something is wrong with its input because we are getting everything around JSON. Why is it so? I probably need to check this node again. Let me just quickly the node again. Sorry guys, I have to hide the API key. Yeah. So the prompt should be an issue. With an issue. Okay, so it was not correctly pointing towards the. So okay, what was happening is query that we gave to it JSON.text. It wasn't actually pointing to the previous inputs JSON.text. It was actually just simply put as the text JSON.text as a string, not as a placeholder. So yeah, it's testings again. Why is it like that? But it's okay. We'll go again. I can see Siri and stuff, so probably it worked this time. Let's just do this. Validate. Come back here. Yeah, so our prompt was hi, I'm Siri and stuff, and it actually gave everything Siri around it. So what will we do to actually validate all of the flow is give it a better audio. Okay, so I recorded something around brewing coffee and stuff in this audio. So let's just try and give it that. Brew.m4a. I also show you guys what actually is the content of that. Yeah. So it's this. I want to build an app called Brewly that helps remote workers track their daily caffeine intake. The idea is simple. You log every coffee, tea, or energy drink you have, and the app shows your real-time chart of your caffeine levels through wait, just drop, drop, drop. Real-time chart of your caffeine levels throughout the day. It warns you when you are approaching your daily limit, and after a certain time in the afternoon, it suggests decaf alternative. So you can still sleep at night, which makes sense. Target users are software engineers, designers, and remote workers who drink 3 or more cups a day. The core features I want are quick one-tap logging, a daily caffeine timeline graph, smart alerts based on time of day, and I want it built on Next.js with supervision stuff. Okay, we have heard enough. Let's just run it. The request webhook is not registered. Oh my bad. We forgot to click on the. Why is it a separate? Mm, just right is this. Execute workflow. Let's rerun it again. Yeah, we got this once. Let's just open the response. Go to JSON beautifier here. Go back here and replace it. So we get our competitors. If we'll just open this, it's actually an application. Booster productivity and optimize your energy levels with Caffinity, health integration and stuff. What else is there? Coffee intake. It's not working. Recap.app. Effortless caffeine tracking, one tap logging, as I said, logging via voice for short, obviously shortcuts, analysis of data tracked. Nice. Mm, Caffeine tracker app. Those are some Apple apps. GitHub Coffee Clock. GitHub project. It actually searched GitHub too. That's nice. Caffeine clock, unbuzz.app. So yeah, we have got some competitors with us. So it's working. The whole search Exa API node is working fine. Let's just go back and build our last node. That is again an HTTP request node because it calls Ollama for us. Okay, so here you can see all the results and the results are cute. Okay, so for the last node, we know it's a post call, and we know the call is chat. This is the host that local LLM Ollama runs on, and this is the API that we use for chat. When I showed you this Ollama run OS 20B, whenever I type something like here, it actually calls this particular API, and then we get the response. Okay, so we're just doing the same. Sign body, of course, it will be body. Do we JSON? Yeah, JSON is fine. Using JSON would be great. What would be the model? So bad. Should have been a proper JSON editor. I have to format it every time. gpt-oss 20B is fine for model. Stream, I don't need streaming. Should be a single output. The format should be JSON. Let's get the PRD in JSON format first, then we can convert it. Prompt would be, let me just write the prompt to, that's like an intellectual property kind of thing. Yeah. Well, actually, prompt would be an expression, right? So let's not go with the JSON thing. Let's actually go with fields below. So what here happens is you can also use expression using these are the things that you can actually carry forward. Why is it like this? HTTP request to yeah should be this correct. So I can actually use it here as a Got it. So this is what I was missing earlier. I just wrote $JSON under text, which isn't actually, it wasn't fixed. So this actually doesn't acts as a normal string only. We have to convert it into expression. This was what was missing earlier. So the model would be, let's fix it, gpt-oss 20b. Another thing is stream. I don't want a stream, so expression false. Yeah. Do I have to do this? We'll see. Another body field. What was the other body field? Format. Format would be JSON, and the prompt would be, I have the prompt with me. So anything else that we need here? I don't think so. The prompt should be fine. So let's just execute the workflow again once more. We will see what we actually get from this Bruli app. Model GPT-oss message rule assistant content is empty. Done, true, done, reason, load. Why is it empty? Let's check. Uh, hmm. Where did I get content empty? Let me check. What am I missing? Oh, I didn't actually give role assist as a role. Let me just set it again. Yeah, role system. XYZ. And this is actually not a prompt. This is messages because I am sending message as a system prompt. I was actually looking at a different API. It's chat API, not generate API. My bad. And model GPT was just stream false is fine format JSON timeout. Let's also give timeout property. We need to timeout 120 seconds should be fine. Yeah, it should be fine. Let's rerun this thing. Let's see. Let's wait. I have given it 120 seconds of timer. Let's see how fast it actually generates things for us. It's definitely not fast. It is taking some time. Definitely more than 120 seconds. See, you can also see it here. It's passed through this, and this node. It's actually in progress for this node. And hopefully successfully executed. Sorry. We got this response. Let's just copy this and see what it actually is. Format document, install formatter. Why don't I have a formatter? What? I got into this one. No, it's also not really readable content, I would say. But okay, let's try thinking. We just ignore thinking. We don't need thinking. Okay. Uh, I'll actually have to give it to GPT, this cursor to converter. Yeah, this is much more readable. So, how much time it actually took? File duration, I don't know. Duration, 35 seconds or 351 seconds, I don't know. Okay, leave it. So we have the product name Brewly. It should have been Brewly. It's okay. We'll fix that somewhere down the pipeline. One liner, track your caffeine intake in real time to stay alert and sleep well. Problem is this, target users, this. Must have one tap locking, daily caffeine timeline graph, smart alerts, Apple Health integration. Suggestions should have decaf suggestions, could have advanced analytics dashboard, personalized recommendations, comprehensive library. Won't have a mobile app, voice customization, and XYZ. Success metrics we have. And there are some open questions for us also. Is it feasible to ship the MVP within 2 weeks using REST and Superbase? What are the legal consultation was thinking with that Apple Health? Should we consider adding a web-based dashboard? This is nice. This is nice, but it seems like the whole content is what I said in that audio, right? It's like I have said all of this in audio. One tap login. Where did I say it? One tap the post one tap login daily caffeine timing graph. I have set timing on smart. So it has converted this, but it didn't really use the competitor analysis. Let me check. This should be a prompt. This should be a prompt issue. Uh, okay, I'll set the prompt. We might need an additional node here between competitor analysis and the HTTP request tool, that is our Ollama one. That node would actually give us a structured competitor analysis. What's strong with that competitor? What are the cons of that competitor? The gaps and all. Like I recall that Recaf had this, or some other product had this Siri voice logging that I don't have to actually enter my caffeine intake. I just can say it out loud and it will log. So that was a very good functionality. Uh, we should have all of that. So okay, we'll add another node that will do that analysis. Mm. So we add another node here. Would it be a HTTP request node or what? No, it would be a Llama node, right? It would be an HTTP request, but it would be Llama node. Do we send all of this to GPT to return the content? Okay, let's just fix it one by one. We'll also have to change the response for this then. How do I disconnect this node? Deactivate. No. Okay. This deleted. Nice. This is good. Read or add. Yeah. Let's connect the third 3.5 node. This should be a what would be it? It would be HTTP request node. Yeah. Not sure. Should be a post. node and we'll be calling llama again. Yeah, let's call llama for this. And the same thing again. Info fields below model gpt-oss 20b stream would be false, expression false. Then the format would be JSON and messages. Let me get the prompt from Claude quickly. Yeah, there it is. Let's also add a timeout of 120 seconds. And let's run and see what's the difference here. No, we don't need it. Execute workflow. We trigger the same thing again. This time, remember, we don't get the PRD, we'll get the competitor analysis actually. So again, it is also calling llama, so it will take some time and we'll have to optimize somehow all of this within 20 to 120 seconds or even less than that. That should be fine. That would be great. Let's just go back to this. So what we have done right now is we have actually created another node over here, which will actually add the formatted analysis, which is better because we need inputs from the competitor. What is the point of getting competitor analysis if we are not gonna use that? Yeah, it should be generated by now. It's not. Ish. It's taking coffee time. Yes. Connection was aborted. Let's improve the prompt better. But did we get the whole thing? Yeah, we did get the whole thing. Now PS is there, right? It's there. And the timeout is set to 120 seconds. We would have to improve this. Let's just copy this and give it to Claude and see what it says about our prompt. The payload is fine. I can see we have got everything that we need. It should be something else. Let's just try and hit in here once. Paste. I hate Windows. Let's just change thumbnail, git push, command prompt. Let's give answer. So let's just have it in one line then. Let's just increase time and see if it works fine. Just do it for maybe 1000 seconds and then run it again. So give it workflow at last because it's running fine. You know, the whole thing is running fine. I mean, the Ollama part, the local LLM is running fine. We got our answer to that question that we asked. Let's just see if it takes, if it answers under this. I think the timeout issue should be fixed under this. Well, it gave something. Yeah, it did return the output, but oh my god, it took so much time. I'll just paste it in Cloud also to see what could be fixed with the prompt or the whole thing because it is actually taking a lot of time. Also, let's just copy things to JSON formatter and see what we have got first. Did I copy this too? I did. Hmm. Let's just convert the content into actual JSON. JSON, please. It took 106 seconds. That is insane. Taking 106 seconds is insane. It actually gave a very formatted answer though. You can see here. Can you guys actually see the content? Is it too small for you guys? No, it should be fine with the check. That should be fine. And back to the output. It says just is this my output? It isn't. Yeah, it is. Okay. Really, this is what all I said. Don't have to this do that successful. No, it isn't. It isn't. No. It isn't. Thank God. It's the old one. But yeah, here we go. Competitors. We have this whole thing named affinity, key features that it has, strengths and weaknesses it has, what's overlapping with us. Nice. This is actually good analysis. We would be needing it. What we need next is to add it to mainstream workflow. Let's just connect it to this. We're connected to this. Yeah, it's done. Okay, we would need to change here. We were actually using the whole thing wrong, so let me just ask. Let's just add a parser first. Code in JavaScript is fine. Code should be this. We get this from this message dot content. Yeah. All right. We replace the JSON stuff. Yeah, we need it fast. Okay. My bad. It would work. I know it would work. It's fine. No, I actually don't wanna, wait for another 100 seconds over this. So let's just move on to this. We have the new prompt. Let me ask. New prompt. Let me check for the new prompt. Yeah, here it is. Okay, it's an expression. Okay. Yeah. Let's just do this again. Did we actually copy it this much over there? Said this much over there? Yeah, we did. Ish. We'll have to work on that. It's okay. So let's test again. Okay. This one and this one is something that's pretty, that will take time because those are LLM calls. But see how fascinating it is. We're just triggering, we're just making an API call and actually do so much inside this workflow. And all of this is happening just by drag and drop. Like for me as a user, it's very easy. But when this platform would have built a crazy level of work has gone into this. Like I can feel it because I have built something similar in last year, and the whole DSL mapping with type of nodes and stuff. You can see how many nodes are there. For AI, there is something else. For action and app, there is something else. See how many apps it actually connects to. And then there are flows, then there are data transformation, it lets you edit image time, converts to file and stuff, compression and stuff. So it's literally an extensive use case. It's for extensive use cases. What I built was just with 8 to 10 nodes, and it was mainly around how we club all the different downstream APIs so that we have an actual wrapper that we can use directly into client side things. So this is actually good. n8n has done some great work over here. So before this, I have used n8n only once before today. And when I heard of it, when people were spamming LinkedIn back uh, 1 month or 2 months back, saying they built this, they built that. I literally thought that it would be something very difficult or something that actually tires you up, or that something that you have to invest a lot to learn stuff. But yeah, at least for this particular use case where I have to make some different API calls and do some formatting and stuff, it's pretty easy for me. Yeah. It's still not done. Wow. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, it's done. It's done. It's done. They did format things. Yeah, it did. But yeah, it did. If you'll see it as JSON, it actually did format it real good. So that see you. I also have market summary, table stakes, differentiation opportunities, and R positioning. This is actually good. You just have to wait how much longer it takes here. But if you'll see this, it actually picks up things right from here. And if you don't wanna, if you can't do all of this, you just drag and drop it here and it actually works. That is also crazy. Let's not hinder it. I can't go through this node again. It did work, right? Yeah, it did work. Okay, we've got content here. Just copy it from here only. We go to JSON formatter. We do this. We do this. We remove the key. We format and beautify. We go to cursor. Please again help me. So product name, one-liner, problem, the target user, the features, must have, should have, could have, and won't have a nice success matter. I think it's more intense if I'll just compare just what. if I just compare it with the previous one, so this is something that isn't really out there in the market, the idea that I shared with this whole workflow. So maybe that's why uh, it won't seem very different to you, but you guys, but yeah, for something that which is very common and have the very different features, a lot of features around, we would get a lot of differences between these two, because here we have actually compared with other people and what they have built and what their pros are, what are the things that they outstand. So yeah, so one tap logging, real time caffeine level monitoring, daily caffeine, Apple Health or Health Aid integration, Apple Health integration, personalized insights and recommendation, freemium pricing model, etc. Should have made decaf suggestions, voice logging via Siri, intelligent reminders, advanced analytics dashboard, and sleep safe time calculator. Could have the things that we had and could have, it's actually shifted to should have because of the competitor analysis. And we have this comprehensive junk library. I don't think we have it over here. So won't have should be something similar. Yeah, won't have a similar success metric. Did it change? Yeah, it did change. The adoption rate 40%. This is different. The open question how to handle user data privacy and GDPR compliance. Great. How was the optimal? So, see, from what are legal considerations to user data privacy and GDPR compliance is very different. Like, this is from very, you know, the POV is different. What is the optimal user onboarding flow for quick adoption of one-tap logging? How to monetize effectively? Free maybe there was subscription to 8 years. Back in yeah, the data is pretty much different. We have an extensive PRD. So yeah, I guess this was it. Maybe I'll drop another video around how we can use n8n and extend this particular thing to actual Jira tickets and conference PRDs. That would be something that, yeah, I think that would be great. Did I set it? Yeah. All right. Oh, we have it. So I think that should be all. Yeah, that that's there. We initially assumed that there would be 4 nodes, but if you see, there are 5 for the competitive analysis, and this JavaScript node came in extra. So yeah, I'll probably see what I'll do with the Jira and conference talks. But yeah, if you found this useful, do subscribe to the channel, hit like, comment on what you really want to learn next. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.